it's a little bit hard to see on the board behind me, but you have the paper in front of you, so hopefully you'll be able to look at that and follow with what I'm talking about. These are your cladograms. All right, now what cladograms are used for is to establish relationship between organisms based on shared characteristics. And literally what scientists are looking for when they create cladograms is they are looking to see what characteristic newer organisms have that older organisms do not have. All right? And so that is kind of the purpose of this step by step. The first thing you do is you identify different species that you want to compare. And for the example that you have on your paper, you have the human, the horse, and the tuna. All right? And then you look for characteristics that you want to see if they have. All right? This one has the foramen magnum forward. Don't worry about what that is. It's okay. A placenta and a backbone. So then after you create your chart with your organisms and your characteristics, you literally just check off which organism has what. In our example, a human has all 3 characteristics, a horse just has 2 of them, and the tuna only has 1. All right? And so then, this weird looking thing here is actually a pyramid. All right? This is a pyramid that you're standing on top of it, looking down on it. So you see the littlest step on top, and then the bigger step underneath, and then the larger step underneath it. And as you know, when you build a pyramid, you have to start with the base, and then everything that is built on top must include that base, because you can't get rid of the base or the whole thing falls down. So if it's on the bottom, everything on top of it has to have that bottom. Okay, and then the next step, what's underneath, you can wipe that out and it's okay. That's still there, but if it's on top of that, you got to have it. So hope that kind of makes sense. And so since every single organism has a backbone, as you look across, that means the backbone is your base. And then only 2 of the organisms, okay, have the placenta. And so that's the one that's in the middle. And only the human has the foramen magnum forward. So that's the one that's at the very peak of the pyramid. All right, and so that's what this is about as far as putting in your characteristics. All right, and then the organism that's on the top has every single thing, because again, it's a pyramid. It's on the top, it's got to have what's under it and what's underneath that. So that's the human that has all 3. And then the horse is missing one, so it's missing the top of the pyramid, but then it has what's in the middle and what's on the bottom. So it's in the middle. And the tuna only has a backbone, so it doesn't have anything from the top of the pyramid, only the very bottom. So that's why tuna is written at the bottom. All right? And once you have your pyramid, you can set up your cladogram. Now, cladogram is always drawn going from the bottom left to the top right. So this is the beginning and it goes up, okay? And then you have branches that are the organisms. And then you have these little blocks that are drawn to show what each organism is. Now, these blocks have organisms to the right of them. If the organism is written to the right, it has that characteristic. Okay? If the organism is to the left of the characteristic, like right here we have tuna, and here's the placenta. The placenta is over here. The tuna is to the left. Okay? The tuna is drawn to the left. And what I want you to remember is left out. The tuna is left out of having a placenta. The tuna is left out of having the foramen magnum forward. It doesn't have those because it's to the left. It's left out of those characteristics. Same thing when you get to the horse. The horse has the placenta, it's on the right of it, but it is left out because it's to the left of the foramen magnum forward. It's left out of having that. Okay, and that's kind of how you read these. So if you were to do the next one, give me a second. All right, you put your check marks in what they have. Let me see if I can figure out how to work this board. I want to draw. Pen. Let's get this down. Oh, okay, but it left me. Okay. Let me get rid of that. Let me get rid of that. Pull this back down and see if it'll let me do it. So I can show you how to do this. All right, good. Okay. So you look at your organisms and you put an X or a check where they belong. Does a human have hair? Yes. Snake does not, lizard does not, mouse does. Okay. Does a human have legs? Yes. Does a snake? No. Does a lizard? Yes. Does a mouse? Yes. Does a human have thumbs? Yes. No for snake, no for lizard, no for mouse. Does a human have eyes? Does a snake have eyes? Does a lizard? Does a mouse? Yes, 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 yes. All right? And so now we got our characteristics. So now that you know what the characteristics are, you can create your pyramid. All right? What does every single organism have? Eyes. Okay? What do 3 of the 4 organisms have? Legs. Okay? What about 2 of the 4? Up at the top you have hair. And then finally you have thumbs, because only one organism has thumbs. What organism has all 4 characteristics? So thumbs and hair and legs and eyes, that's the human. So the human goes at the top. What organism has hair and legs and eyes? That's the mouse. What organism has just legs and eyes? That's the lizard. And what about the organism that only has eyes? That's the snake. All right, and so that is how you would build your pyramid. Okay, again, remember this is a pyramid that you're looking down on. Right? And so that's how you do that part. And once you set that up, you are ready to build your actual cladogram here. All right, and so the cladogram, you fill in the same way. You use your pyramid, okay? These are your characteristics, and it's from the bottom of the pyramid going up. So what is on the bottom of the pyramid? Eyes, because they all have it. Everything above it has it. What is left out of everything else? Snake, because it only has eyes. Now the snake is left out of having legs. What has legs and eyes but does not have the other 2? Okay, that's the lizard. Okay, the lizard is left out by hair. What has hair and legs and eyes? The mouse. But the mouse gets left out when you add in thumbs. And what is it that has eyes and legs and hair and thumbs? That's your human. All right, and that's how you set up a cladogram. And so now your job will be to do the same thing with these organisms. One thing to note, y'all, that 6 that is underlined, that means it has exactly 6. Legs is any number, but if it says 6 legs, it means it actually has to have 6. Not 8, not 4, exactly 6 legs. All right, good luck, y'all.